Hi, Brandy Alexander here. Some of you may know me as Sissy. It's nice to be able to say who I really am, but we'll see how this pans out. Lots of changes happening this week, huge changes. I just happened to pull a spread of cards. Today is the 19th of December in Australia, and we've got our full moon here. I know the full moon's the 18th in the Northern Hemisphere, but it's the 19th here. So all about changes. I really want to do a spread because under hypnosis, when I channeled information not that long ago, that this week was going to be huge changes, and that it's going to be a Christmas like no other. Now this spread that I'm about to read you is for Australia in particular. It is about the consciousness. It is about us as a collective. It is not about your particular life. It will affect your life because if you live in Australia, it will affect you. It may even affect you if you're not in Australia, if you have relatives or have an interest. A lot of people say that what happens here is a testing ground for everywhere else. Sorry, that's my birdie. So I'd like to tell you what came up because I was quite surprised that it really confirmed my thoughts. The first card is the Fool card. And the Fool is traveling lightly. I think it's really important that we travel lightly, get in a meditative state, and think about what do you really need? What do you really need in life? We need probably some shelter, food and water. And food doesn't mean that it has to be all the stuff that's actually in my fridge. It doesn't have to be all the stuff that's in my pantry. It can be anything that will sustain me. And I have to say, I met a breath of fresh air today, and it is a person that is full of this wonderful energy, golden yellow energy coming out of her aura. She told me that. I don't see auras, but she saw that under spiritual hypnosis that we did. And you know, really think about how much are we really overeating, how much are we over consuming. I know, I'm included in that, and I have thought about that. Haven't done a lot of action about that, but I think now is a good time. So this is the very first card in the tarot. And I do want to say too that everyone reads tarot differently. This is my version. There is no right or wrong. It is your interpretation. The Fool, it looks like they're foolish, but actually they are traveling lightly, they are heading in a new direction, and it's not just lightness of not materialism, it's a lightness of consciousness. They're feeling really light in their mind, trusting. They're trusting. And the little white dog is giving a warning sign. Now, a lot of us that live down under have had a lot of warnings about the diesel shortage. We've had food shortage talks because of the diesel fuel running out. Then the trucks won't be able to go and bring food. It could be part of a master plan, probably is. But this is a wonderful card. It's like the fresh new start. And it's the start of the week with the full moon tonight for us, today for us. So it's almost a heavenly card, like the Himalayas, which I think those mountains are like Himalayas. To me, it's like where heaven, if you want to call it heaven, the outer worldly stuff meets earth. It is when you're at a high altitude, you know, it's a different consciousness. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. It's a good thing. It's a fantastic thing. Traveling lightly. He also has a feather in his cap. So it's like, what is the word? Forewarned is forearmed? Forearmed is, I don't know. It's like if you've got the information, so you need to look at yourself and think, what do you need to travel lightly? He also has this rose. I believe it's a bit of wisdom there. And so we have to take everything we've got that we have knowledge of. And don't freak out. Don't buy into the narrative. You're going to starve. You're not going to starve. I mean, there's bugs. If you need to eat bugs, you'll eat bugs. Not that you'd want to. Some countries actually eat bugs. We might start. We got enough. The Chariot. Now, I love this card because it shows he's got an amulet on his chest, which is got this power. It is like sort of like a superpower. It is, again, spiritual knowledge. There's all the crown. The crown is full of stars. It's like heavenly knowledge. This is like supercharged of spiritual knowledge. It's almost like direct guides coming to them. They are driving the chariot. They don't have any reins, and the reason they don't have reins is because they totally trust. They're letting go. We need to let go. Go to your higher power, whatever that is, and trust that they will do the right thing. Now, these cards that I'm about to show you, they don't mean just let go and don't do anything. You need to be the best person you can be, and you need to stand up for your rights, whatever that is for you now, in a peaceful way. This is not to be in any violence. This also shows, it's got something I call a dreidel, like a top, and when we put this in action, our spiritual calling in and trusting, but also when we do that, we can be divinely guided. This person is using their will, sheer will of the spirituality, bringing it into here, sort of like their heart space. It is really important that as above is below. You need that help. You need to stand up for what you believe is true and right. You can't just let things go. So try not to do the same old, same old. Don't let other people do this. No one, you've got to be part of this. You can't just let other people do all the work for you. The castles are in the background. That is, you know, it's like a protection. It's our cities. It's our community. We need to stand together. So use your will, use your heavenly strength, and be trusted from above, whatever your higher realm is. But you need to show up. You need to show up. This card is the Eight of Pentacles. So with this stuff, so far we've got the Fool, which is like fresh start, traveling light. Be prepared to travel light. The Chariot is having to really stand up for yourself and trust, though. Trust in the higher good. Don't let the main narrative bring you down. Don't live in fear. Get the fear out. This is a time to get rid of the fear, and if you don't stand up now, you'll be stuck in the narrative. So you've really got to do this. It's action stations. If you've never been to a rally, well, I'm not sure when the next one is, but you need to rally with your mates. Find some friends that are like-minded. Could be just online. Now we've got the Eight of Pentacles, which is a time that we might go through with having to do things very differently than we have done. We have to use all the skills that we've ever had. We might resurrect skills that we had in the past. It's a reinventing of ourselves. This week, by the end of the week, could bring really big change. Well, I don't think even could. I'm going to say it will. It is going to. And know these cards because they're not bad, they're different. And if we want a different world away from commercialism and we want more harmony, peace, and love, it's an apprenticeship. Things will be done differently. So don't expect the same. Like some people say, will it ever go back to normal? No, there is no normal. We've been through this hell for 2 years. And longer. We've given up all our power so that we can be controlled. It is not good. We have to maybe start with some bare bones to get the foundation set right for our future. And that's what that card's all about. Now, he looks confident and comfortable. We might not have the jobs. Many of us don't have the jobs we used to have. but we're reinventing ourselves. We're learning new skills, or like I said, taking up skills that we had before. It's good. It's all good. There's a little village in the background, and it's got the yellow brick road. I call it the yellow brick road. It is paved with sunlight. It is working towards a better future. Now, this tower card was upside down, so we have to, it's different than the tower upright, but very similar, is that we need to just let everything go. Things are going to change. We have to let it go. And it's for the betterment of our world, for everyone, humanity. I think I walk along the beach and see how polluted it is. There's schools right in my community that do no programs that I'm aware of, anything to do with pollution. They don't educate the kids in a big way that should be taught on pollution control, getting rid of plastics. You know, a few straws here and there and a few plastic bags isn't going to cut it. We need major overhauls, and it starts at education from young. The tower card, everything's dropping away as we knew it. It's blowing up this week. I would say around Christmas myself, that's what I'd predicted before. So it's going to be a Christmas like no other, but it's okay. Trust, 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 trust. Go back to your higher, whatever it is, higher spirit, and trust. This is what's coming. We're going to be offered a whole new way of life, a better way of life. It means we do have to work. This isn't just like, this isn't the other side of that beautiful new beginning. This is the offering. This is the time. So there are fantastic days. This is like a gift. This is amazing. So it is about hard work. It is about giving up the materialism, about the being offered everything on a platter. Do your own research. Figure it out. Feel your gut. What feels right? Is it the narrative that you're being told? Is that what feels right? If it feels right for you, wonderful. That is very good, because that's what we're talking about. What feels right to you. But you know, you got to get all your ducks in a row. You got to make sure that it all makes sense. Is everything you're being told making sense? Have a good think about that one. But the most fantastic news of all, this was on the bottom of the deck, so this will be a little while down the track. Happy days. Happy days. To me, this is my favorite card in the deck. It is happy families, happy children. There's lots of food in abundance. And I see this as a whole new way of life. I've had a lot of people speak to me about new ways of schooling children with things that are important to help to change the world. Telling the truth about the history, the truth about all the things that we actually don't know much about. But I know that there's people out there that know the truth, and that will be teaching the truth. And it will give us a freedom. Right now, so much of the world has become a slave to an ideal that some big corporations wanted us to have: the big car, to have the big house, to pay the big bills, to pay the big air conditioning bills, to pay the big clothing bills, all of it. It's nice to have some things and live comfortably, but realistically you become a slave. And it's time that we look after the earth, look after each other, and go with our gut, and go with the spirit that drives us. So really great cards. Huge week, but no matter what is going to happen, there's going to be chaos. Trust it. That's my end word, is trust. And if you're told to stay inside, stay inside. It's probably for your own good. it too shall pass. It's not always what you think it is. It's sometimes smoke and mirrors. So they might be telling you to stay inside for one reason, but it's really for another. And then just do it. It will pass. It's all for good. These are fantastic cards. So until I speak to you again, I might speak to you in a few days with another update. Take care of yourself. Think of how you really want life to be. And know that there is no normal. If you could have anything in the world, not a Mercedes, not a fancy house, comes from the heart. Think about that. Some of you have never had true love, and I don't mean a love from a husband or a wife or a partner. I mean true love. Love in your heart. It's about getting to know yourself, getting to know the universe, the consciousness, the God love, whatever you want to call it. It could be any of those. There's only one source, and we're experiencing it here. And this week, gosh, it's quite an amazing time to be part of this, and I wish all of us Aussies a fantastic week, even though it's going to be eye-popping. Oi, oi, oi.